So in PAT, in my previous session, I told you about dynamic NAT, and it's about PAT, or you can say NAT overload. So NAT, this type of NAT technology is mostly going to help you to provide internet access to inside users. So in PAT, several private, what I'm doing, private, who is speaking there? Islam, mute. Islam, would you please mute? So in PAT, several private IP addresses can be translated. Several means any type of network translated into one or few outside public IPs. That's what is the answer of your question, Ms. Sana. So several IP addresses can be translated into one or a few outside, or you can say global IP addresses, outside public IP addresses. That's the thing. So port address translation is also known as NAT overload. The main advantage of this is that it can be used efficiently for a large number of inside private IP addresses, even with a single public IP address. So port address translation uses unique source port number translation instead of an IP address translation. So port numbers are 16-bit binary numbers, and we can have 6,535 port numbers available. So port address translation uses port numbers on inside global IP addresses to distinguish between translations. So port address translation, or NAT overload, will try to keep the original source port from the inside IP address. If this source port is already allocated, or any interface is allocated to some other inside computer, PAT will allocate another port number, all right, to that particular interface. So now to configure PAT on a Cisco router, first you need to create an access list. So to configure, you have to follow the same steps. So to configure, Ms. Islam, would you please mute? I'm not able. So to configure PAT on a Cisco router, first thing, we need to create an access list, ACL, to identify the group of private IP addresses like we did in NAT. This step is same, which are allowed for NAT translation. They are allowed for the NAT translation. That can be done by creating a standard IP access list. Then you have to create NAT pool. We need to create NAT pool. Okay. Same thing. NAT pool with a range public IP addresses with your IP address service provider has allocated you. It can be one or it can be more than one, with a range public IP addresses which your ISP, internet service provider, has allocated you. When you have a network, you purchase it, so they're going to give you IP address range from ISP. You can say from ISP. You must configure a NAT using IPNAT command And finally, you must specify which is inside interface and which is, you must specify the inside and outside NAT. That's it. So the basic difference between dynamic NAT and PAT is the use of keyword overload. Rest of the things are same. So here also we are basically using a range of IP addresses. Okay. All right, but only the keyword that I have told you in my previous, topic also, we are using overload keyword over there. Rest of the things are same. Publics, you can have one IP or you can have a range of IPs. It's up to you in port address translation. So what we're gonna do is we will just go to GNS3 now and add the router again here, and then add some machines here, 1, 2, 2 or enough, or you can add more, it's up to you. And then I will add an Ethernet switch here, and then one more VPS here. That's it. And then I am going to connect them. That's it. This is, for example, our public network. This is our private network. With the same range, I'm going to give again the same particular network. This is 172, or right now we can say it's 192.168. Very simple, 10.0.0/24. Okay, and here we have 10.1 as an IP address. Here we have 10.2, and here we have 10.3. Okay, and it's PAT NAT. So next thing is to give the public IPs, which will be same like we had in my previous class. So it's 108 public, or you can choose your own public IP. It's not necessary that you should follow me, but it's just a habit. I wanted to be sure. Then I will take an IP address 108 here dot 160.236.252. Okay, then after that, that's the IP address configuration. I'm gonna take the NAT pool, again the same. So NAT pool at NAT pool will be 108 dot, the same one, 160 dot 236 dot 250 12 108 dot 160 dot 236 dot 250, not 250, what I'm doing.
$255.
Like say, I will use only one IP.
Okay.
As you said, so NAT 108, but we have to give a range, if it's just only one, so we can say, but what happened? Yep, so NAT pool 108.160.235.2552, 108.160.236. That's the only single IP, but you can use range, but it's not, static. In static, we used to have, we need to configure one particular IP to one particular IP public. So here, this is the solution to both. What happens in static, we need to have one particular IP for one host. Public IP will be having one particular public IP. Private will be having 1. So that's the problem in static. In dynamic, what happens? Okay, we do have like around 200 particular hosts, but we need to have also range of IPs, public IPs. But here you can give only one single IP. That's the solution. All right. And if you have to do that, you need to create NAT pool in this way: 108.160.236.251, 236.251 to 251. That's it. That's a single IP, but you need to write it in this way. All right. So this is the IP that we need to configure here. Class, let's start. The nodes, all the nodes are going to start. And first of all, I'm going to configure the IP addresses of all these machines. We have PC213 here. So PC3 IP address. What's the IP address? It's PC3. So IP, it's 108.160.236.252 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0 with the gateway 108.160.236.252. Sorry, 1. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's it. Save. Then I will go to PC1, which is here. It's 10.2. So IP 192.168.10. This is PC1. So 10.2 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0, 192.168.10.1 is the gateway. What happened? Oh, double dot. IP 192.10.2, 255.255.10.1. What is the problem here? IP 192.168.10.2 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0 and then 192.168.10.1 is the, yep. That's it, save. Then we'll go to PC2. Oh, yeah, it should be 3 then. That's the main thing. And then IP 192.168.10.3 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Gateway is 10.1. That's it. Save the configuration of the PCs. And now we are ready to go. So the router, right?
Yes.
So here we go to the router. Display the labels first of all. Mostly in GNS3 we used to have, you know, the interface is same as always. So fast Ethernet 0/0. So we'll go to configure terminal. Host name is NET interface FA 0/0 IP address 192.168.10.1 with the subnet mask 255.255.255.0. No shit. Then exit. Interface FA 0/1 IP address. It's 108.160.236.251 255.255.255.0, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it, and no shit. We are done with this part, and exit from here. We'll write it, and then going to config terminal. Okay, so now is the time to create the access list first, then NAT pool, and then map the NAT pool with the access list. So first thing is to create access list. So we can see access list number 10 or number 12, it's up to you, or number 15. If you don't need, or if you need the help, you can see these are all the access lists. So access list, we can say 15 permit. What's the access list that we have to permit? 192.168.10.0 with the wildcard mask. What's the wildcard mask? 0.0.0.255, right?
Yes.
That's it. Now IP NAT pool. Create IP NAT pool and name it as, for example, HANA right now. And NAT pool should be 108. Look into GNS3 topology. I have written something. So 160.236.251. Again, 108. 160.236.251. Just one IP address with net mask 255.255.255.0. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a single IP address which I'm using, and it's taken it. And now IP NAT, if you have to map the access list with pool, we use the command IP NAT inside source list. What's the source list? It's 15, right? And the pool name is HANA. And we just have to, before in dynamic, we used to have only this particular command. But if you want to use PAT, we're using overload. IPNAT inside, that's the only basic difference between dynamic and PAT. We're using IPNAT inside source list 15, pool name HANA, and we are saying that overloaded. So when we just check it, it means you are using PAT. Okay?
Okay.
So then the last steps are going to the interfaces and saying which interface is outside and which interface is inside. So interface F0/0, it's IPNAT inside. Whenever it's local area network interface, it's always IPNAT inside. It takes some time, and then exit from this interface and then go to interface F0/1. It will be always outside. That's it. You can take an exit, and write the configuration. Build it, show IPNAT translations. You will see nothing here, but why it's not showing? Let's ping from PC first to PC3. So ping, even if you are going to ping to 192.10.1, you're getting the replies. 10.2, you're getting the replies. 10.3, you're getting the replies. It's within the switch, so we have to go out. 192.168 dot, it's not 168, it's 108.160.236.252. You can see the replies are coming from PC first. And now we'll go to PC2 and ping the same IP address. Control C and PC1 and PC2. And hit enter. You're getting the replies. Now it's the time to check the inside IP and global IP from R1. So show IP translations, you can see. Now you can see inside, so outside local and outside global, for this will be both same. You can check it out because we have no NAT translation from this side. We have only from this side. So you can see inside global and inside local. So inside global, it's 108.160.236.250. One for all entries because we are using only one. But you can check the port numbers. What are you watching? This is the difference. The port numbers will be different. In dynamic, the port numbers will not be different. They will be same, but here you can check the global IP is same, but port numbers are different. You can see two IP 10.2, 10.2, 10.2, 10.3, same IP, but port number 25888, 26144, 26400, this, right? In dynamic, it can be different port number, and it can be, it has to has a different, because it was taking it from the range pool of IP addresses. Here we have only one. You can check the port numbers are changing. And inside 10.2, 10.2, even for 10.3, the IP address is same, but port numbers are changing. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
That's what PAT is. PAT will take the same global IP, but it will keep on changing your port number. You can see for the first request, the port number was 21280, then 21272, then third for the same computer up to here, you can see 260. And then 10.3 IP address, which is this one, you will see port number is here, but the global IP is inside global is same. Okay.
Okay.
You
Okay.
can check it. So you can see it here also. You can see port number here same, port number here same for the request. Here is same, here is same. Here you can see also same port numbers, 204, 2048, 2048, 204. But the IP address is also same. That's what is PAD, port address translation. When you overload, that means it will automatically, you're telling the router that change the port numbers on every particular request. So that's it. With this, we have completed our PAT. Okay. And just try to, you have now class on Wednesday, on Monday. Until that, what you have to do, the last class is on Monday, where I'm going to discuss about IPv4. Try to add more routers and try to configure the NAT on both the sites. Like this is one local area network, and here we have another local area network. Even there are 1, 2, 3, 4 routers, and try to enable, NAT on both the sites, on both the particular, every subnet should be having. And then when you will try to ping, for example, you will try to ping, for example, from PC through to you're trying, if it's both sided 108, you will not have in this ping, you will not have this particular IP address. When you ping from here, you will have just this IP address over here. When you ping, for example, 192.168.10.2, you will have public IP over here. You will not have the private IP. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Yeah.
Check it out and give me the results on Monday. Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay.
All right. So thank you. I will say you goodbye today. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. I hope everything is clear, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Okay. So I will see you on Monday. And until that, bye-bye. Take care. And please do practice on these things. Okay.
Okay. So.
Okay. So
All right. Bye-bye. Take care.